Frostbite crown, I wear the ice. Ironbull born from sacrifice. Frost on the throne, Raven on the gold. Ragnar in the battle, Ragnar on the wall. That separates the gods from the men of iron. Dog, Viking Rap, my domain, where I plant the verses that grow in steel. Brutal flow, nobody embraces me. Odin watching from his broken chair, but I don't care, I don't fear. The frostbite crown is mine to hold. Heavy like the stories told of warriors who never made it home. I am the frost, I am the bone that breaks and freezes and breaks again. Ragnar Ironbull, the endless pain that grabs the girl that rubs the light. The PB part of fucking night.
I see him standing on the frozen throne, the frostbite crown, the king alone. Not a lover, not a friend I seek. I am the shadow on his cheek. Wings of night, voice of cold. I take the brave, I take the bold. The crown he wears is not of gold. It's ice, it's death, it's stories old. And no one tells, but no one hears. The Valkyrie waits through frozen years for the moment when the crown comes down and the king becomes a frozen ground. My song is the wind that strips the crown bare, the last thing that touches the frozen hair of warriors that thought they owned the sky. Every crown melts, every king will die.
Frostbite crown, frostbite crown. Ragnar wears where the gods bow down. Frostbite crown, frostbite crown. Ragnar waits for the frozen sound.
Iron and ice, the king is cold. Our Viking Rap, the story's told.
Frostbite crown, frostbite crown. Ragnar wears where the gods bow down. She don't want me, she don't need me. She just waits for me to bleed. See the frostbite crown cuts deep and slow. Every king that wears it starts to know that the price of life, the price of throne. Ragnar Ironbull, I stand alone. Frost on the forehead, raven on the chest. I am the king of perfect ice. Trap beat knocking like the ammo on the crown. And it was the spirit is the kingdom down. Not for power, not for the whole. I wear the crown, I take the fall. On every dare that thought they rule. Lord Viking Rap, I am the fool that outlives the wise, that outlives the strong. Ragnar Ironbull, the frozen sun.
I now lives, the wise decay, but I am here to take away the crown, the breath, the frozen name. Every king is just the same. In my eyes, in my wings, the frostbite crown don't mean a thing. Eternal frost, eternal wait. I am the door, I am the gate that opens where the crown falls down and the ice becomes the only crown. My voice is the crack before the freeze, the last sound in the frozen breeze.
You want the crown, you want the throne. I have seen 10,000 bones that wore the gold, that wore the ice. Every crown has its own
The
price.
frostbite crown is not a gift. It's the weight that makes you drift into the dark, into the cold, where the stories are never told. And the kings become the ground, silent, frozen, without sound.
Then let me drift with my verse intact. Let me rap till the crown goes black with frost, with ice, with endless night. Ragnar Ironbull, the frozen light that burns in dark, that shines in cold dark. Viking Rap, the only gold that matters when the throne is gone. I am the crown, I am the song that outlives the ice, that outlives the bone. Frostbite crown, I'll wear it alone. Not a king, not a god, not a name. Just a frost, just a flame that freezes and burns and freezes again. Ragnar Ironbull, the endless end. Frostbite crown, frostbite crown. Ragnar wears where the gods bow down. Frostbite crown, frostbite crown. Valkyrie waits for the frozen sound.
Iron and ice, the king is cold. Our Viking Rap, the story's told.
Frostbite crown, frostbite crown. Ragnar wears where the gods bow down.
Single eyes crack, long organic, final then silence.
Crown of frost shimmering, a dust of void, birds demonic dark frost.
Minor voice, humming chorus melody. Each note slower, each note lower, dissolving into ice.
Girls,
Frost, hang on, alone.
Raven call, impossibly distant, impossibly final. Heartbeat once, twice, stops. 32 bars of fading frost, wind, ice cracking, sub-bass dissolving. Absolute silence for 4 bars.
Then, one final piano note. Frozen, held
평생